What's the best strategy for someone who gets in a fight but doesn't know how to fight? Get the fuck out as quickly as you can. Disengage. You never know how well trained your opponent is, if they have a weapon, or if they have friends who are well trained or have weapons. If you have to fight, like you have no route of escape and there's absolutely no chance of a peaceful resolution, don't hold back. This isn't a movie. Honor doesn't matter when your life is on the line. Go for the eyes, the groin, and the ears. It only takes a few pounds of pressure to rip an ear off. Try to get their legs out from under them if you can, and if you knock them off balance, go for their groin or eyes. Also, go completely batshit. Scream at the top of your lungs. Start babbling. Seriously, it'll freak a lot of people out. You'll look like a lunatic, but that's kind of the point. This is the right answer. I will add, the only time you must fight is if it's for your life or the life of someone you need to protect, like your family or close friends. You have to decide if it's worth your life jumping into situations where you don't know the circumstances that led up to the person being attacked. You could think you're helping out an innocent person, but turns out that person is a target of a gang and now you're the target of a gang. Things are never as simple as they seem, and can spiral out of control in a second. You could be dead, or you could kill someone just pushing someone and they fall backwards. You could be facing murder charges. That said, if you must fight for your life, go for the kill. Anything less than life or death, walk away, run away. Think of everything banned in an MMA fight. That's what you do. Get a weapon, get a friend, gouge out eyes, bite their jugular, crush their testicles under your heel, bend their joints to permanently destroy them. Treat every fight as a fight to the death, because your opponent will. If you get out alive with one functioning eye and an arm you can never use and no balls, you're the winner. That's what you're signing up for when you don't run. Vote this to the top. IT is not worth IT ever. A friend of a friend was in a simple shoving match outside a bar and ended up in a coma for a month after falling wrong. Permanent brain damage. Was lucky he pulled through. There was a good chance of him not waking up. Even if there's no lasting injury, there can be lasting legal issues, which can really ruin your life in more ways than you can imagine. The first lesson any competent self-defense instructor will give you is run away. Anyone who says stand and fight is an idiot. Even professional fighters won't brawl in the street. Look at all the instances of pro fighters who got into street fights. BJ Penn, who is a 5-time MMA champion, got his ass handed to him in a street fight. If he got his ass kicked, and he's been training since he was 14, what chance do you have? Run. If you're being chased, run some more. If someone grabs you, kick and shove until you get free, then run. Stomp on feet, stomp on insoles, whatever gets your opponent to take a step back, then run. I recently saw two men escalate into a fight after closing time at the bar. I believe they were initially insulting each other over what car the other person drove. One of them swung and knocked the other one down hard. All it would take is a bad fall to permanently injure someone / be injured yourself. Lifelong consequences over being insulted because some stranger didn't like your car. Seemed so stupid. So me. It's also worth mentioning just how much a knife escalates the stakes. It goes from you'll probably have some bruising to death is a very possible and probable outcome. Maybe we're desensitized to it from seeing the hero kick a knife out of the bad guy's hand in movies or whatever, but going from fists to knives instantly makes a fight more deadly. There are no rules in a street fight. You can't expect your opponent to stop if you're beaten, so avoid it at all costs. De-escalate. Words are just words. Say sorry, even if you aren't. Suck up your ego. Run. Get away. Don't let your ego kill you. Hide. When you run, go somewhere they won't look for you. Fight dirty. You tried to de-escalate. You tried to run and you were hiding, and yet that person hunted you down. They really want to hurt you. You gave them many options to not fight you, but now you're cornered. Fight as hard and as dirty as you can. Poke your fingers into eyeballs. Grab and twist testicles. Bite and scratch. If the other guy wanted a fair fight, you'd be in a boxing gym going over whatever Marquis of Queensborough rules mean. Avoid the fight. but if you can't, then fight as dirty as you need to. They begged for the fight by chasing you. Get the other person as tired as you can, then try to land, once every 30 seconds, a Mike Tyson punch. A mount punch is a hook with your dominant arm, and it should hit the chin. You have about 6 tries at it. Depending on your physical shape, you need to coil yourself back in a twisting motion, opposite foot forward, and tuck your elbow next to your rib, keeping your hand next to your chin. Then, in a sort of jumping motion, when you're close to your opponent, you unload all your strength, reversing the energy you twisted backwards and putting your weight on the front foot. You should be able to hit as hard as you really can this way. Proximity is important. Your forearm should pass in front of your head in perpendicular motion, not extending the elbow too much. The punch's reach should be about 8–10 inches in front of you. Your hand should be in a position similar as if you were holding a cigarette lighter for someone in front of you, and you should connect with your 2 first knuckles after the thumb. If the opponent moves away, you stay in control of your positioning, even able to throw the opposite punch after missing, and you retain your guard, only open to a soft jab. If the opponent closes the distance, you should headbutt them because of the upwards motion. Other than this last-ditch effort, I say learn BJJ, get a blue belt, and these questions will not haunt you when you're speculating about possible conflict. It's always easier to hug someone to the ground than hitting them. If there is absolutely no option to run, strike first and strike hard. You may not get another opportunity to hit your opponent as hard. 2. Keep your hands close to your face. 3. Practice simple teep kicks and jabs, create distance, and find a way out. 4. Fight dirty. If someone is putting you in this position to defend yourself, and I'm not being dramatic here, it is a life or death situation. They don't give a flying fuck about you or if you survive. The best way to be confident in confrontation is to be skilled at physical altercation. Join your local kickboxing gym and put in the work. Pocket Sandbutt Coin Edition. My lil sis collected rocks, so she technically didn't have a pay loss. Clearly it was for her, since she collected them on walks. I did the coins because I'm the lucky idiot that finds pennies all the time. And if you don't like losing money, just scan the area for things that clearly, but that last one may be more for someone used to fighting back. I'm used to having bad luck with staying alive. There is no such thing as a fair fight, ever. Many here have suggested to make like a tree and get the fuck out, which is great when it works, and should always be your first option. However, in a situation where it's not feasible to run, here's a few things that may help. Always protect the noggin. Keep your hands up and near your face, and immediately cover your head if you end up on the floor. Always try to maintain balance. Helps keep you from getting knocked down. Only stay as long as you have to. The moment you have the option to escape, take it. Again, there is no such thing as a fair fight. Anyone who raises a hand to you absolutely intends to harm you. So kick below the belt, throw dirt in their face, poke out an eye, anything that may disable them long enough for you to escape. If you're a guy, consider getting naked. Not 100% effective, but let's be honest, fighting a naked guy isn't a win situation. As a veteran of many fights, don't fucking fight. I have too many bad stories from tough guys going for it. Had a friend spend 9 months in jail after killing a guy when he came to the rescue of another gay in a fight. He later committed suicide. Don't ruin your life over tough guy bullshit. If someone absolutely insists on being a capable threat, kill them. If you have no way out, always find the way out. Never fight. Deal with an assault as you should. You may have to explain it to your ego with loud words, but the fight is never worth it. Aim for the knees. Easily one of the weakest joints on the human body. Go right for the outside of the leg, preferably when your opponent is at an off-balance angle. After you hear the nice Kit Kat-like snapping noise and your opponent crying like a bitch, come down and sock him hard as you can beneath the jaw. You manage to hit hard enough, he's out like a light. Run. Even if you do know how to fight, fights are super finicky. The other dude could open by gouging your eyes out or doing something completely unexpected. They could have a knife. You can study fighting, But your opponent isn't going to be the perfect test subject if it's a real fight. They're not always gonna go for a move that you know how to counter, and even if they do, there's no telling if they'll do it the exact way that you know how to counter. You never have an assured win in a fight unless you're absolutely ripped and the other person is extremely frail and tired, and even then they could pull something. Be sure to be armed at all times. Keep a knife, gun on you. Always be prepared to run if the situation gets sticky, but have a backup plan if that doesn't work. If you're without a weapon and has no means of escape, the best you can do is to strike them as hard as you can at the right side of the abdomen. This is in order to puncture the liver, which will incapacitate them quickly. Be sure to keep a phone on you to call on police, paramedics if necessary. Run away. If you want to at least test your mettle, go for the quick victory and fight fucking dirty. Pull their hair, kick their private parts. If you can get a thumb in their eye, do it. A punch to the nose waters up the eyes and makes it harder for them to see you. And don't be afraid to go for the throat punch. The quicker you can bring a resolution to the fight, the better. If you go into the fight and don't plan to kill the dude, don't fight. You need to fight like you intend to kill them. Everyone is saying run. Sometimes you can't though. If you have to and you don't know how, best tip I can give is be aggressive. In a fight between two people who can't fight very often, the more aggressive person will win. Also, a lot of people who pick fights can't fight either, and if you show aggression it will demotivate them. If running isn't an option, do something fucking disturbing and hope that you look intimidating enough. I knew a guy who had braces with sharp ends, and he'd always try to make the inside of his mouth bleed as much as possible. He then tried to dribble the blood out as he talked. Of course he would say some crazy shit. It didn't always get him out of a fight, but it unsettled people and made them hesitate. He's also not a bad fighter, so this gave him the upper hand. He also suggested pretending that you enjoy the pain. But if you can run, fucking sprint. If you can't get away and you're about to get hit, get your guard up. That's the most important thing I haven't seen anyone else say. Learn how to make a proper guard, and that's where your hands should go instantly. Also, chin down. It'll make them more likely to break their hands on the crown of your head and also prevents an easy knockout from getting hit in the jaw. To improvise. A good way to learn how to fight is to actually fight. Try what you think will work. Fight dirty if you need to. Try to avoid getting hit as much as you can. When coming at you throwing hands, do not back away. Keep sidestepping and return fire. Remember to guard yourself and maintain your balance. When you see signs of weakness or cowardice in your opponent, that is the time to go all out. Don't give them time to think or rearrange themselves. Verbal judo. Talk your way out if at all possible, leaving the situation if at all possible, or if it comes down to it, just remember that there are no rules in a fight. Hit them where it hurts if you can and get out if the opportunity is given. Also, don't expect anyone to help you. Run the fuck away. Seriously, get the hell out of there as quickly as you can. Don't try to stick it out. Don't try to be a badass. Just get the hell out of there, because even if you get lucky and get the upper hand, the other guy might escalate and shoot or stab you instead, then likely get away with self-defense. That's exactly what happened to Trayvon Martin. Try to talk your way out of it before the first punch is thrown. Never let the other person back you into a corner, because the second best move is to run away. If you can't get away, curling up into a ball like Buster from Arrested Development might help you protect your head and some of your vital organs. Faking a seizure also might work, if you're a really good actor. Don't fight, de-escalate, walk away, go home, another bar, whatever. Put your ego aside. A man controls his emotions. He isn't controlled by them. BTW, this can be almost physically painful to do. Run away, call the police, or both. If you have to fight, fuck constrained. If all the above is true, this person wants to hurt you and won't leave it alone. Pick up a brick, or a bottle, or even a stick. Hit them as hard as you can as often as you can. This last part is crucial. If you lose, you will, and you are on the ground, you will be Curl up to protect your stomach and torso and protect your head with your arms, and hope you or someone else called the cops. If you win, you won't. The fight stops the second he is on the ground. Don't keep hitting or kicking him, not even once. It's over. Call the cops and walk away. Even if you already called the cops, call the cops again and leave, at least some distance from the pissed off dude who might get up looking for more. Now, if you meant what is the best strategy for me to fight someone, because I want to and have a very good reason to fight them, don't. Find another way to solve your problem. Life isn't a movie. If you beat the shit out of him and never get tagged once, won't happen. BTW, you are first of all left with bruised and bloody knuckles. Other people won't afford you more respect, and you will likely have to appear before a judge. True story. A few months ago, I had a verbally abusive neighbor who hated me. Eventually, he hit me with a box he had in his hands. He did it in front of several witnesses. Everyone in the building told the police what a jerk this guy was. I was sitting down at the time and non-threatening. After he hit me, I slapped him in the face and said something like, "I can't stop you talking shit and telling lies, but if you hit me I'll hit you back." That was our fight. 1 month later I was in front of a judge and told he would waive all the fees considering the circumstances, but I now have a very minor misdemeanor on my record. If they have a knife, there is no way to emerge from a fight without getting stabbed to death. Even if you're armed, the winner of a knife fight dies in the hospital an hour later. Even if you have a gun, if they're within 20 feet, you will probably get slashed. Aim for the body. If they're within 15 feet, just drop the weapon and hope they let you live. Unless you're literally in riot gear for whatever reason, you'll die to a knife attack. If they're unarmed, it should be possible to live, but minimizing injury and litigation means running away or defusing the situation if possible. Headbutts. Use the edge of your hairline targeting the nose or anywhere below the nose, eyes or the temple. You don't need much room and it will seriously fuck someone up. You don't need skill to headbutt. Try and take punches on the forehead. It will break their hand and won't hurt you. If someone grabs you, get your forearm between you with the bone and your arm across their throat and push with all your weight. They'll let go. Then you run, because even if you're a trained fighter you don't know if they have friends coming, a weapon, or will do some crazy shit like bite you or gouge out your eyes. Split on what advice to give here. If you can avoid it I would say do so, but if you really get in a situation where you need to defend yourself and don't have much to do so with, liver, opponent's right side, your left face, eyes in particular nuts, I guess. Note that a liver punch will fuck someone up bad though if done well. But that said, it'll even drop a professional fighter if you can manage to hit them. Physiology causes a blow to the liver to drop one's blood pressure in a nasty combo of dilating blood vessels and slowing heart rate. The body forces itself to the ground in an attempt to maintain consciousness. However, a well-placed or hard enough punch can result in liver rupture, which is a very serious injury. 21 plus years of experience in martial arts. I have trained local, national, regional, and world-class competitors, and I have trained people in self-defense for 8 years. Here are my top tips. Don't get into fights if you can. Try to de-escalate. 90% of fights are just because misunderstandings which can be cleared if you swallow your pride and apologize. The other 10% are a bunch of unreasonable morons. In the case the fight is going to happen, get out of there fast. These things are no joke. You could die. If you have no other option to fight, try to finish it as fast as you can. The more you drag it, the more tired you get, which increases your chances of losing. No, fight fast, fight dirty, survive. The best self-defense technique is the one that keeps you alive. You punched its throat. Good. Had to sucker punch them when their backs were turned. Awesome. Poked their eyes, bit them, threw sand in their face, tripped them. Whatever to keep you alive. Aim for sensible parts: groin, eyes, throat, joints, belly, groin, liver, jaw, nose, groin. I know it is taboo, but damn, shoot for the groin. If it doesn't work, shoot again. When it's over, it's over. Don't overstay. Don't stomp the hell out of the other person. Just get the hell out of there and don't turn around. Don't go to goal.